Ladies and gentlemen, we're live in the outrageous, the infamous, and legendary.
Live from the Shack. Good evening, everyone. How we all doing?
Doing good.
Mike's doing good.
Oh yeah. Hooah!
Fantastic.
Good fare, Spanky.
Kurt was just in stereo. Welcome, everyone. You're listening to The Shack. I am Spanky Frank. I'm here with Master Edawg, Curtice,
hello.
Curtice C. Trombetta, and our special guest, of course, Micol.
Oh yeah. Hooah!
So, in an effort to kind of make this show a little bit more niched, if you will, because, I don't know, I get a little...
That's a pretty nifty word there.
I think it's French. I'm not sure.
I'm not fond of the French.
No one really is. I actually read in the post that they called them cheese eaters one day. It was the best headline I've ever read in my life. I think it's actually in that paper, if there's one over there.
No, we're not going to.
I think they were talking about Obama, and they were like...
Good, well, guess what? Next time Germany's kicking their back door in, don't fucking call us. Okay? Don't call us. Good. Next time the fucking Nazis come goose-stepping in, don't call us.
I think they call them that, too, in the post, too. You know, in an effort to become more niche, I've decided that one of the things that we're going to do... We're just going to be a little bit more specific in our topics, and I believe, actually, I'd like Master Edawg to set this up for you. I gave you guys an assignment, and
You did?
I gotta tell you, never have I had anyone be so happy by getting an assignment. Aaron, what did you say to me?
I love Aaron's faces. I absolutely love the faces Aaron makes.
Yes, enter the microphone, Kurt.
Okay, this is what I said. I said it in a text. I gotta find the fucking text, though. There we go. Alright, this is what I said. Because he actually gave us homework, and I said, I wish you gave more homework in this department. It should be fun to get shit-faced for a cause. And tonight, I'm getting shit-faced. We're deciding to, narrow stuff down, so we decided tonight we were gonna name even though Mr. Spanky Frank doesn't even drink, he decided to come up with, in an effort to get us more drunk over the course of the podcast, he decided to have us come up with our top 5 favorite beers.
Yes, exactly.
And
one of the things, just because I notice every week or every time we do this show...
It's a clusterfuck.
Well, yes, obviously.
Yes.
But we also will go ahead and we'll say, what are we drinking tonight? All that stuff.
Absolutely.
And we'll always do a nice little break on...
Which, by the way, I don't know. It doesn't make the Budweiser... The regular Budweiser doesn't even make the list, but that's what we're drinking tonight.
Aaron, be nice.
No, I'm being nice. I'm being nice. I'm just saying it's not on my top 5.
I have my list memorized.
Wow.
I got several texts from the both of them who were they were pretty much giddy when I told them, all right, let's talk about drinking. All right, let's do it. Yeah. And Kurt was telling me he thought about it for 24 hours. He'd been debating back and forth. I really laid down the gauntlet for Kurt as far as choosing the top 5 beers that he could ever think about, right?
Absolutely, but there's more than 5.
Well, we'll see what we could do, We'll see how it goes. All right. Well, take your time. So with that set up, I'm going to actually start with you, Aaron. You have your list all typed up.
This is my top 5. I actually typed it up tonight. Look at me.
So what I'd like you to do is just go down in any particular order and then just explain why you feel.
Okay, well, it's not much to really explain. I go by taste.
Oh.
So...
Very proficient,
yeah,
proficient.
Just by taste. Well, my number 1... Actually, start with number 5.
Let's go.
We'll work up the list.
We'll work up the list.
So, my number 5 is Pabst Blue Ribbon. Because I think it's very cheap and tasty. When you're out, when I used to go to shows, or I still go to shows in New York City, and really anywhere in New York City, that's the cheapest beer,
And it's a fine beer.
It is a fine beer. And it, costs like, you get a can of it and it'll cost, of like anything else, and it'll cost like $5-6. Pabst only costs you like $2. It's fantastic. And
I was drinking that before the hipsters got it.
Yeah, it's a hipster beer, but I
Big
started
time
drinking it
hipster
before
beer.
the hipsters did. It's just 'cause it's fucking cheap, and it's fantastic. So my next one is Amstel, and that was actually the first beer that I really enjoyed. I never really liked beer.
Yeah, you were always into the hard lemonades, and then
Yeah,
you and the captain used to make it happen.
we did, until I punched things and almost broke my hand.
Shopping carts and potholes.
Yeah, pretty much. It was bad. It was a rough period.
Just to reiterate, Master Edawg is quite Irish. Flaming red Irish.
Yes.
And is half Polish, but boy, you look like you fell off the boat.
I did. So anyway, I chose Amstel as my number 4 because it's really good, and you know what? It would be a little bit higher on the list, but it's so fucking expensive. See, Pabst, cheap. See, this is where I'm going. I'm poor. So Amstel.
I noticed that with your Pabst Blue Ribbon, and you're just kind of like, well, it's the cheap beer.
It's
So
cheap.
good.
It's
good.
tasty.
And
It's cheap and tasty. So, but the Amstel, I went with that just because, it was my first. And then the next one up, number 3, would be Sam Adams Irish Red. And I'll tell you a little story. I went to the Sam Adams Brewery in Boston.
I knew Aaron was gonna pick that one.
And it's not because it's Irish. It's really fucking tasty. Like, it's better than, the Killian's Irish, which everybody knows. And you can't really get the Sam Adams. You have to go to the Sam Adams Irish Red. And I'm not a Sam Adams fan. Like, the Boston Lager is just way too bitter. They put too many hops and everything. Our studio audience is disagreeing with me. But, yeah, I'm sorry. I can't,
Sounds like Robert Barone moaning.
But yeah, the Irish Red is really good. But you can't get it in any real store. You really have to go, search. I mean, I guess maybe in Mass you can probably get it pretty.
Dude, I know a couple places around here you can get it.
Yeah, if you go to the local beer distributor. But if you go to a gas station and you're just like, I just want to pick up, a 6-pack of Sam Adams Irish Red, you can't. So that's
It's high class stuff.
That's how it's pinky's out when you drink it. But I can just, shovel off a 6-pack like nothing. It's payday. And my second is, which is pretty obvious.
Number two
is Guinness Stout. Love it. I feel like
You
it
are
has
really
a little,
Irish.
Yeah, I am really
can't-
Irish. It's disgusting. It's the drought,
Yeah, I'm more of a drought fan.
the famine. But no, the thing
You
with
potato Mick.
the thing with the Guinness is it's only a wintertime beer. To drink that in the summer is like one of the worst things in the world. You just can't drink it, but it's a wintertime beer.
I'm just picturing poor Aaron outside your dad's tomato garden at Frankowitz Fest, just puking Guinness into the woods.
True story.
With badminton, badminton birdies flying past her.
Just vomiting and pissing myself. It's good times. Good times.
It's really
No,
funny.
I don't have a problem. I don't have
It's
a problem.
really funny because like I had like whole thoughts in my head for this discussion to be like, well, it's got a really cool little interesting taste of this and that, and she's like, well, I puked it up one night.
So it's quickly turning into Aaron has an alcohol problem. So Guinness is number 2, and then number 1 is actually kind of a tie, but it's the same company. What I try to drink every Friday night when I get paid is Miller High Life. Whoop whoop whoop! It's champagne of beers, or Miller Lite. I enjoy that, and that's in any time. That's my go-to is Miller. It's my go-to.
Miller Lite or High Life are usually my two go-tos.
Yeah, there's the go-to. It's just a great beer. I love it.
Now, what sets it apart from, let's say, your Pabst Blue Ribbon or anything else?
You know what? It's just something. It's just so. It goes. Yeah, exactly. It goes down so good.
It doesn't hit you as hard.
Yeah, and then the next day you're not feeling like shit. Like whereas other beers that are cheap, you'll get that really bad hangover. I really don't feel that with a Miller High Life or a Miller Lite. So every Friday when I go over to my friend Donna's house, I pick up a 6-pack, $7.06 at the local store.
Oh, Donna.
And I do it up and I
Singing
watch.
in their ear while you're drinking the High Life.
I do that. I was like, yo, Donna, I love you. And I watch my Ghost Adventures, douche chillingly awesome, and I get wasted, and it's a lot of fun. And but yeah, that's my go-to, and I'll drink that. You know, I mean, if I'm at a bar and I don't really know the bar, it's like Miller. You know, just give me a Miller. You know,
Mulla.
So that's it, folks. That's all I got is my top 5, and it's basically based on taste and you know, financial reasons.
We'll just go right ahead. Just rattle them off real quick one more time.
So yeah, we got the
top
Pabst
5.
Blue Ribbon at 5, Amstel at 4, Sam Adams Irish Red at 3, Guinness Stout at 2, but wintertime only, and number 1 Miller High Life / Miller Lite.
Well, that's very good, but I have a feeling that Kurt's list is going to be a little different.
You think I'm a drunk? Wait till you hear this.
Well, let's put it this way. Kurt has actually
drunk. I just like the taste of barley, hops, and alcohol mixed with water.
How's that funny? It's the same recipe. It's just different chemistry. That's all that it comes down to.
Because in the end, it'll get you drunk.
That's how it goes.
David Chappelle said, "You'll be fucking fat girls in no time."
All right, Kurt. Well, you were saying you couldn't do a top 5.
Steven.
You could not do a top 5.
I broke it down to 3 categories, and then I dismissed 1 category.
Okay. Well, let's break it down. What were the 3 categories?
Domestic, regular, imports, and light beers.
Already, you're blowing Aaron's list out of the water.
Yeah. All the light beers. Unfortunately, Amstel was on the light beer list, but the light beer list I excluded.
Oh, well,
so
goddamn pussies over here.
I'll start with my 5. My 5 imports.
Aaron, why don't you just lash back at me eventually?
Because I don't have a microphone.
I'll give you my my 5 imports first.
All right, let's do the 5.
And my
imports.
2 of them in the spirit of Aaron, and in the spirit of Aaron, my number 5, Smithwick's or Smiddix. Smiddix is number 5.
A lighter Guinness.
Yes.
Like when you really think about it, it's a lighter Guinness.
Harp is number 4.
Okay. I've only had Harp maybe once.
Love Harp.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Samuel Smith's Nut Brown Ale comes in at number 3.
That sounds like a headache waiting to happen.
I have never drank more than 2 of them in a sitting, but they are tasty. I actually enjoy the taste of them in the wintertime. It's my winter beer.
Okay.
But no more than 2.
No more than 2.
Oh, no. After that, Beck's.
Okay.
And then my favorite import, Grolsch.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, Grolsch is good. You've seen it. They come in the 4-packs with they have like almost cork tops that you...
Oh, okay. All right.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just fine.
Just fine.
And then my 2 import runners-up were Guinness and Corona.
Really?
Yep.
Mexican piss.
Mexican piss? Love it. Heineken didn't make the cut.
Heineken. You know what? I'm not a huge fan of Heineken.
In a can, it's not bad. In a bottle, it's kind of skunky.
I'm just not a huge fan of it.
Yeah, Heineken didn't make the cut. Sorry, Heineken.
No Heinies for you?
No Heinies for me. Then going into my domestic beers. This is the list that really took me a while to...
Because you're American.
Yeah.
You're a full-blooded American.
Oh, I am a
that's the way you
Yankee
go.
of epic proportions.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you, Spanky.
Spanks just brought out a flag in a bag.
A flag in a bag.
Say that 5 times fast.
Flag in a bag, flag in a bag, flag in a bag, flag in a bag, flag in a bag.
Fag in a bag?
Ooh.
Hey.
What'd I say?
Cigarette in a bag is what you said. Because we are in England, after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now to my domestic beers. This one was tough. I have a 3-way tie for 5th.
For 5th?
For 5th place, there's a 3-way tie.
Okay.
Schaefer, Schlitz, and Pabst.
Jesus.
The 3 Milwaukee Giants.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, and we've spent many a night drinking those.
Oh, yeah.
Many a night.
And Schlitz has gotten better, too.
I hate Schlitz.
Oh, I love the Schlitz.
I don't like Schlitz.
The old recipe, gross. The one now, yumski.
It's like the same thing with... It's just bitter.
No, not even. Not anymore.
Not anymore. I gotta
anymore.
try. I gotta retry it because one you
Schlitz
gave
is
it to
good.
me was
that's when on the can it said a kiss of the hops.
Kiss of the hops. Yeah. More like a full blown French kiss of the hops.
Oh,
it's just
it was like that Valentine's crap we had at Tommy's. Awful,
boo,
just awful.
Boo.
That was my number 5. Number 4, Coors Banquet.
The Banquet.
The Banquet came in at number 4.
That I had to acquire a taste for, but it is good
Oh,
once you've acquired that.
Yeah,
taste.
that is a fine beer. Ice cold in a bottle, it's amazing. Number 3, which we have here tonight, Budweiser.
It's king of beers.
It is, which I have reacquired a taste for in the last couple of years.
Now, I mean, I see it
Can
all the
bottle
time.
don't matter.
Out of all the beers, you always see more commercials for Budweiser than any other beer. I think. I think Coors probably comes close second, but probably Budweiser is probably the biggest one. And it's very actually rare to see anyone actually drinking the original King of Beers, Budweiser. It's usually always see people drink.
Yeah. Bud Light, man, you get nasty headaches with that beer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's
Micol
very
knows all
interesting.
about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's like the best-selling beer in America, I guess. So that's where people, but I don't know.
Yeah, Bud Light has definitely got to be the fucking... After a night of drinking Bud Light, worst hangovers of my life.
I mean, if you want to
Yeah.
drink excessively to the point of passing out,
I
Bud
usually go
Light's the way
Miller.
to
I usually go Miller Light
I go
for
Miller
that.
too, but that's between you and me.
because the hangover is bad.
When you are at a party
Or
and you
Natty
just want to
Light.
get shit-faced,
Yeah.
you just drink it. Bud Light goes down so smooth
It does.
and so easy that's why it's like the best-selling beer.
Well, it came out with Michelob Ultra.
Oh God!
Ugh.
I'm not trying to watch my waistline. I'm trying to get wasted.
God, soap in a bottle.
Disgusting.
Regular Mick Light, though, is really good. Like, regular Michelob Light is good.
I've never had it.
Yeah, Mick Ultra, you could fucking drop a 30 rack in, like, within 2 hours and still drive home fine.
Yeah, it's like Natty Light. You just pee it right out.
Not that we condone drinking and driving.
Yeah, we don't condone drinking and driving.
Well, 2 out of 3 of us, anyway.
I sip and cruise. Well, no, my number 2, I had a very tough time with making the distinction between number 2 and number 1. But my number 2 beer, it's usually one of my go-to beers, Miller High Life.
Yeah, it's a
Miller
champagne of
High
beers.
Champagne and bottled beer,
beers.
baby.
It's great.
Oh, I wish I had it right now.
It's underrated.
It is
It's very
underrated.
It's underrated.
Unquestionably. I kind
of get the feeling that there's just there's at least 50 people right now who are listening, or just be like, no, we agree.
Yeah. except for our studio audience
it's
who is
rated.
grumbling through her teeth. Like I just saw pink vomit come out of Amy.
Well, what are you gonna do? She's been drinking a bit. And you're number 1 there,
My
Kurt.
number 1, I can always count on it for a good headache. I can count on it for a fine hangover, and I can count on it as a beer I can drink all day, and I still love the taste of it. Rolling Rock.
I fucking knew it.
Yup.
I was about
Love
to say
the Rolling
Rock.
Rock.
Oh, you know
Love
what?
the Rolling Rock.
Down the street at the Shell station. At the Shell
Can bottle
station.
draft, don't matter.
Yeah. I used to come home from work, right? And you could get, it was 99 cents.
99 cents for
99 cents for like the tall boy. And I would get but like 2 or 3 of them and
Yeah.
just get shitty.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
by myself, because, you know, that's not unhealthy. And I would just drink that. And but it gives me the worst hangover.
Oh my
now.
God. it does.
Oh God.
But it's like the trip there is worth it.
And I
It's
don't
almost
think
like
so.
it's like the fall down the hill is worth the broken toe.
I reached it.
You know?
I reached it, and I was like, "Fuck this!
Yeah.
Fuck this!"
And that's why I don't drink it a lot, because I enjoy it too much.
There you go.
Fine beer.
Fun. You know what we're gonna have to do
And
one night? Yeah.
My-
go ahead.
I have 2 runners-up. My 2 runners-up that didn't make the cut for domestic.
Yep.
Killian's. Actually, I think there's 3. Killian's.
Right.
Regular Michelob beer. Yeah, Killian's and regular Michelob were my 2 runners-up.
Nice.
There was no third one.
Oh, well, you're just lying again.
That's what I did. I'm sorry, everybody.
That's interesting. You know what we got to do one night? We're gonna have to do a blind taste test just to see which one is the best out
Okay.
of all of them. We have to get 10 beers. We're gonna make Micol drink them all.
Okay, that's what's got to be done.
Now I have a question for Micol. We were on this, the alcohol topic here. Aaron and I went through our list of favorite beers.
Sure.
What are your 5 vodkas that you can name off the top of your head? Because you are a vodka guy. If Micol
Sure.
went into the army, he went into the army drinking half a Mike's Hard Lemonade and falling down steps. He comes out of the army and he's drinking goddamn vodka out of a water glass like a champ.
He met a communist. That's what it came
I
down
don't think
to.
communists can even do that.
Well, I don't know, Kurt. I really didn't put much thought into this question here. This topic kind of took me by surprise, but
He
have to
actually
say-
brought a bottle with him tonight.
recently, this evening, actually last weekend, actually 2 weekends ago, it's been sitting in Kurt's fridge for the past 2 weeks. I picked up this vodka called Heroes Vodka. Veteran-owned, distilled 4 times. It's apparently made by a vet, 4 vets, or 4 anybody will buy it anyway. And for $20, it really isn't a bad vodka. Finlandia, I'd put it around that area.
Yeah,
Category
there you go.
of around Finlandia.
Cool.
Maybe a half a notch above that.
Yeah.
And for $20, ain't bad at all.
Hey, it's always good to
So
have.
if you're on a limit,
Yeah, it's always good to have cheap, good booze. Can't go wrong with that. It's always the point, I think. Unless you're a connoisseur like Peter St. James.
oh god,
I think one of the best nights of my life was over. I think it was either this summer or the summer. No, it was this summer. We were all drinking at actually your place. It was like one of the summer parties that you had this year, and he got a little schnookered. It was one of the nights I really wish I had brought my gear with me so we could have recorded them.
The forest vine and they got verschnickens.
Chaim! Shlemiel Meshugana. But no, I started rattling off questions to him because Pete, out of all of us, is probably the biggest connoisseur out of all of us.
Yeah.
Particularly when it comes to wine. He worked in wine and liquor for many, many years. He worked in the city. He worked in Maypac. So I started rattling off, what was the oldest wine he'd ever had. And he told me how... yeah. He told me, I think he had like this one thing that he was like 200 years old. And his 200-year-old wine or something like that, he said was the smoothest thing he ever drank in his life.
like vinegar.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did the grapes give him the shits?
Yes. Pete is one of the great...
You can always count on me for a bowel movement or a poop joke. That's for damn sure. Oh, boy. All right. I go to
wait.
in there on the mic. Nope. Heroes Vodka. All the way.
It was really funny.
That might have been the funniest thing I've ever seen. We're out of vodka.
It was...
I knew I should have grabbed another bottle.
Your Master Edawg is going to be slurring and falling down.
Wow, it was really funny.
Aaron, if you fall out of that chair, I'm not calling 911. You'll never learn anything.
Well, I guess we're running to the store for more beer.
Oh, goodness gracious. It's actually really funny before the show. I was trying to explain, this kind of concept to the guys about doing like a drinking for part of the show. And I said, well, Kurt, he knows his drinking more than. I said, Aaron, she's an alcoholic, so,
Well, you don't stop announcing that. I'm not an alcoholic. Definitely a drunk, but not an alcoholic. No, I don't go to meetings. Not lately, anyway.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, to the surprise of all, I actually have my own top 10.
Ooh.
Which I pulled off the interwebs.
Kool-Aids?
No.
Ginger ales?
No.
I didn't realize there were that many ginger ales out there.
Yeah, I know.
Seagram's, Canada Dry, Schweppes, Boylan's.
Boylan's is very good. Boylan's is good.
Boylan's is good, but I think a lot of the taste is taken out of it from the bottle itself. I think, though.
Yeah, perhaps.
It's a good tasting ginger ale, but what are you gonna do? Oh goodness. But anyways, I got off this little list off the top10s.com.
Micol is stepping out.
Micol is stepping up.
Just like last time. Mickel's taking his union 15.
Special guest is leaving the program.
15? Come on now. What kind of union do you think I'm in here?
Don't start slurring.
Oh goodness.
Oh
goodness.
Yeah, I'm fun to drive.
Oh Jesus.
Like I said, 2 out of 3 are against drunken driving.
Right.
Hey, those 2 out of 3.
Meatloaf said 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
You beat me to it.
Sorry.
Anyways, I got this list off the top10s.com. It's beer brands. So let's see if you guys agree with that. Start with this brand called Carlsberg.
Carlsberg is good.
From some of the comments here, brilliant beer always, beats Bud, Corona, Heineken, all of them. Perfect for summer parties. That's what it says here.
Whoever wrote that is obviously a communist.
Well, it was an internet person, so they're all communist liberals.
Bastards.
Everything all wrapped into one. Number 9, we have Sam Adams, which is the general brand of Sam Adams.
I like their special. I don't like their regular Boston crap, but like their cherry wheat.
Sure.
Even though it kind of has a Robitussin taste, it's not bad.
Well,
and
I mean,
their Oktoberfest this year was really good.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, not a Sam's fan. And get over here.
Winter Lager sucks.
Amy says the Winter Lager sucks.
Yeah, I can't get in. I just, you know what? I mean, I've had it before. Magic Hat. Our studio audience is coming in.
Belligerent.
just in case. No, I didn't. No, you know what? The Boston Lager, I can't get into. I can't. I've tried and tried and tried. It just doesn't. It just really doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It's too hoppy.
A little too hoppy for you?
It's so bitter. It's so bitter.
They do have the fun commercials, though, where they have the CEO just putting his nose in hops thinking we're all being impressed.
And if anyone who thinks that's the CEO is probably an idiot.
And if you go to the brewery, which I did, I went to the brewery for a tour and stuff, they give you like a little double shot glass.
Sure.
And you actually taste. They do a beer tasting, and they tell you how to properly taste a beer and everything else. And so we had each a lager, I think the pale ale, and the Irish red, and that's where I discovered the Irish red. But yeah, when you're going to give you the hops to actually eat and taste. Yeah, they give you like all that too. They have you like taste it and everything. It's interesting. It's very interesting.
Amy actually has a story.
This story, I just want to finish. I really just want to finish off this list, and we can go on to the other things.
Sam Adams, the communist. Carlsberg.
Number 8 on my list, we have Kingfisher Premium Lager. Did you guys ever
never heard of it?
Oh, that's good. I've had that.
Oh, I don't know. No one's ever heard of it.
Never had it.
No.
It's a good aftertaste.
Well, Amy's had it. It has good
Amy's
aftertaste.
a connoisseur of,
I guess,
snooty beers.
snooty beers. Number 7 on the list.
Amy's our nonchalant hipster.
Oh, is that
I think
right?
she is, but when it comes to beers, total hipster.
That's right, I am. That's right, I am, Aaron.
Number 7 on the list, we have San Miguel Pale Pilsen. You heard of that?
No.
Pilsen? Pilsner? Oh, well, it says
Is there
Pilsen.
a picture of it there?
No.
Okay, never mind.
We need to find that in beer distributor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 6, Yingling.
Oh, I forgot all about Yingling.
The little Yingling.
I've had too many drunken nights on Yingling. But interesting side note.
Sure.
They do not sell Yingling in Connecticut. You cannot get it. It's a distributor issue.
Wow.
I have searched high and low. You cannot get Yingling in Connecticut.
Interesting.
Huh.
Now we do top 5. We have F's Pilsen.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of that.
Nope.
Number 4, we have Guinness.
Yes.
Good old
Love the
Guinness. Good old Guinness.
Love it.
We have number 3, we have Corona Extra,
Yum.
which everyone drinks during the summer times, as far as I can tell.
I
'cause
certainly don't.
everyone loves doing the lime in the bottle, and they put it over
Corona's
down.
not bad.
Seems like a lot of work to drink beer.
It's better.
Land Shark was my other runner-up for domestic beer. That's what it was.
Number 2 on the list, we have Heineken.
Yes.
The little Heineken.
Can't get into the Heine.
Tried.
Number
I
2.
tried. I liked it when I was younger, but I can't anymore.
And then number 1 on this list, and not surprisingly enough, it is Budweiser. So there you go.
Just the go-to, Budweiser.
Oh,
It is the
Budweiser
go-to.
has that American ale that's really good.
Delightful. That Black Crown is gross. But that
Yeah, the
American
Black
ale
Crown I wasn't a fan of. They got me really hammered. Like,
way too
unconstitutionally hammered.
America.
America! I won't pee on my neighbor's mailbox. America.
So what I figure what we could do is every week we just try to do a little bit of drinking. Maybe for next time we go.
Well, we're gonna drink regardless.
Oh, obviously. So we
It
might as well
happens.
talk about
I am
it.
so sad I didn't bring my rolling cooler tonight.
Oh, that's
I know,
you did
that's
bring
a
that.
standard.
That is a
Yeah, my
standard.
cooler's usually a standard here.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe next time we'll do either a Scotch or we'll do a vodka. We'll do a vodka because we're
Vodka
talking about
night.
it tonight.
Well, are you much of a vodka drinker?
I like vodka, but I'm not a connoisseur. Like,
Oh, no, me neither.
Well, what we do is we do a little research.
we want to go whiskeys.
What we'll do.
Whiskeys, bourbons, that's our.
Yeah, we got to bring Tommy in
Well,
for
let's.
that one.
Well, let's.
Yeah,
what we will
absolutely.
do. I'll give you guys another assignment.
Ooh.
I'll
Here's
send-
your assignment, Gadget.
Only if we're allowed to taste test.
Yes, that's what it's going to come
Oh,
down
that'll
to.
be a fun podcast.
What I
be fighting each other and crying about our
What I want you guys to
sexualities
do-
in the corner.
So we're gonna last like 15 minutes.
I want you guys do a little research. I want you to go ahead, look online, some of the big, best taking whiskeys, get a cheap bottle of it, and take a shot each, and just kind of filter it through, see what you like about it, and then when we come back next time, we'll talk about it. So we'll do for
Oh God.
we'll do vodka. We'll just keep it simple.
Okay.
We'll do vodka
Yeah,
for
we'll
next
do
time.
vodka.
So
All right,
you do
we'll
your
do
top
vodka.
5 vodkas,
We'll do
do a little
vodka.
research, So
boy.
that's
I will be calling you a lot of bad names in the morning.
So Mr. Quinn stories are coming out?
Where's your cheapest vodka?
absolutely. But
Fucking shit.
that's enough. Now you were about to tell a story before I interrupted you. I forgot.
Before we go off on our next
Sure.
topic, there is a story of me at a local beer brewery.
Oh goodness.
Cooperstown, New York, in April of 2011.
Someone visiting a Hall of Fame.
No, well, yeah, I might have become famous at a dinner conversation at somebody's house that night. But
Could you believe this guy, Kurt?
what
this
a
asshole?
drunken! Who is that degenerate on this beer tour? Amy, I'm passing the microphone over to you for this.
So here's the story, guys.
Who let the studio audience member into this place?
Yeah. I don't know who let me in this place. God.
Well, Micol stepped out for a moment, so Amy's taking a spot.
This is what I get to do. So this is the story. So in April, we all decided to go up to my mom's house because Kurt of 2011 because Kurt was supposed to get married, which obviously didn't happen. Anywho, so we all go, and Kurt at 9:30 in the morning decides, "Hey, there's root beer schnapps and there's coffee. Let me mix it."
That is.
Just so you know, that's how my day started.
That's. You know what's happened?
Not to mention, like, I drank 4 or 5 beers before we left to go.
That's how babies get made.
Pretty much. So we get to the beer distributor, and Kurt decides to order himself a beer, which is fine. We're at a beer distributor. Let's order beer.
That's how it happens.
He orders a beer, and some guy yells, "Oh, beer tour, blah, blah, blah," starts. So we go booking over. Kurt, with his beer glass, has like less than a sip left, decides, hey, to everyone who went, it was with myself, Kurt,
Sure.
our friend Mike Mullins, Chad, and at the time Chad's girlfriend, and our friend Horror Movie Jay.
Good old horror movie Jay.
Yes.
Our first caller.
Yes,
Probably the worst caller.
The first, and hopefully.
He did good that night. He was a great caller. He was a great caller. I love that boy.
Yeah, fascinating. Anywho. So, Kurt being Kurt, already shit-faced and 3 sheets to the wind, Kurt decides he's going to pass around this glass with less than a drop left, going, "Hey, you want a sip? You want a sip? You want a sip? You want a sip?" to everybody in the group. The guy who was openly gay and flamboyantly very light in his loafers,
Kurt?
was
Well, we don't know if he was actually open about it, but he was floating.
he was a little light in his loafers. Let's be nice.
Okay.
So he's talking about the beer, and there's some runoff, and he goes, "Oh, the runoff is like a buttery substance." Kurt.
Mind you, I hadn't heard a word this fruit cake had said.
Sure, of course.
And I don't mean anything malicious by the word fruit cake. Let me add that.
Of course not.
But no, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, literally drinking nothing out of the glass. And I'm just like, and then I hear him say, "Ooh, it gives off a buttery substance."
Straight face Kurt goes, "I like butter." Just like that. And we all around him hide our faces, turning bright red. Now, mind you, we're not the only ones on the tour. There's probably 15 other people, and we're all laughing at him, trying to hide it, and they're all looking at him going,
By the way,
"Those damn tourists."
only Kurt
Oh my god, only me.
could spout out something like that. I like butter, and just being friendly Kurt as he is.
Probably not paying
No, of course
attention
not.
at all.
Of course not. Yeah. And then I realized what I did because there was literally, 36 eyeballs on me. And I'm like, I had that drunk face I get on St. Patrick's Day where I'm like trying not to have the drunk face, but you and my mother are the only ones that notice it. Where I'm like,
It's very serious. It's a very serious face. It just looks so focused on absolutely nothing.
But what it is though, it's like because I've seen it too. It's because he's very serious, but he also looks like he's really trying to focus. Like the eyes will go up, and it's just like
he's
very
trying to
serious.
hold it together so
He's-
badly, but he can't. And
Yeah.
it's hysterical.
but I can't because when you're drinking beer all day like that, and then you almost get into a fight with a guy.
Oh well, that'll happen too.
You know it's bad coming from you that you don't drink, and you can point out his drunk face. Just pointing it out there.
I gotta tell you, the sober people, they know, man. They're fucking smart.
I
They
may or
know.
may.
Although Steven has seen me for years.
I've
Spanky knows me.
I've seen some stuff. I may or may not have seen Kurt several times run around my house, almost
No, what do you mean almost?
Well, I mean,
Completely nude.
well, no, he was definitely nude.
I chased you, Aaron.
But almost,
I chased you.
But almost molest.
Balls are in my face.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Almost molest my poor sister.
That's a podcast topic for a different night, though.
Yeah, Kurt's nudeness.
Aaron is now smoking Micol cigarettes.
You know
that
the
he
best
left
part?
behind.
The best part, the last Franco's Fest we had, our buddy Greg switched places with you because you're like, no, I'm not going to do it this year, not going to do it this year.
Yeah.
And Greg did it, and I saw this naked body run by, and I thought Kurt wasn't going to do it to me, and I thought, Kurt's going around naked. And
Wow, Kurt got tall and really thin.
And I looked to my side, and there's Kurt, and I'm just like, oh. It's like the biggest mind fuck of my life. But where was I going? I forget. Did you say something there? Oh.
Did you want to move on from or?
Oh yeah. No, I think we're good with the drunk stories right
I
now.
love it.
Always filled.
Don't get much better. I got a ton of them.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Oh my. We could literally
Oh,
probably spend 2.5 hours
Oh, of
doing
course.
this one day, just drunk stories.
Yeah, I'm not too proud, but I'll tell them.
I'm proud, not proud, and a little
I've
embarrassed.
seen some.
Very proud of my drunk
Yep, that's my penis. Got tons of them.
That alone is a drunk story. That alone is a drunk story. Come on.
But I think we've also told that one a couple times on the
yeah.
show.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's always fun to bring them up sometimes too. Anyways, want to bring up this. I'm just gonna bring it up because the guy who's doing it is very lazy. I'm putting together a website soon.
Good for you.
SpankyFrank.com.
Oh, okay.
It's all bought and everything.
Sweet.
Just gotta wait for it to be
Look
developed.
at you, Mr. Webster.
Mr. Webster. Which hopefully, if everything comes together well, you can come there for all the podcasts. You don't have to go to Ustream.tv, which Kurt cannot remember for his life how to.
I always fuck up the website when I post it. People calling me 3 days
It'll
later.
be-
What the hell site are you on?
It'll be
Don't make you a bad person.
no, don't. But we'll get all the podcasts onto one site, and hopefully we'll be able to stream from there too. So you won't have to just go to SpankyFrank.com. But fortunately, the guy who I have it developed, my friend James Calvi, is a lazy
I'll
sack.
help you with it.
That'd be nice.
I'll help you with
I'd
it, man.
definitely love you to do
Absolutely.
something with it.
I will do it.
We got to get some good pictures for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Everyone
I'll
could help.
I'll absolutely help you.
You know what they say? It takes a town to raise a child. Is that right?
Village.
Village. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Amy.
No, man, I'll help you.
Of course. So now, one of the things Aaron actually brought this topic in, or Master Edawg. I keep calling her Aaron.
The Edawg.
One of the things we talk about was yesterday was 50 years
Kennedy got his head
since
blown off.
Kennedy, and I think, and one of the things that they think it's a big controversy. I mean, personally, I think it was Arianos who did it.
Ariana.
I think it was the
believe it's
mobster.
Ariana. Yeah,
I think it was either that.
Absolutely.
I think it was Ariano and myself, Mr. Boga. We did it.
During the autopsy, he just raped him.
I'm sorry, Brian. I used my Italian rifle and blew out his brains.
Say what you want. He makes damn good pizza. I don't care what they want.
He might be a sodomite, but he makes a great pizza.
He's a sodomite. After I heard that during the autopsy, he just pulled out his wiener and just skull fucked him.
I lubed up my uncut penis with her intestines.
I think you went balls deep on it too.
I did all balls deep. Just hit rock bottom. It was terrible.
Good job, Aaron. Good job.
That's what the conspiracy theorists say. Anyway.
But yes, Kennedy's session, and actually, Mike Francesa actually did his whole show, which can just show you how much horseshit sports talk is. He's just for 3 hours yesterday. I believe he talked about the Kennedy assassination.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No, I didn't want to turn the show into a 2-hour Vietnam story. You
Okay.
could all speculate on. It was basically him for like 4 hours yesterday. It was just
Well, he does a show for like 6 hours, and
He
there's
does a
only
6
so
hour
much
show.
you can talk about like sports for 6 hours.
They could, you know how useless it is. They could do they could do like literally a 30-second spot. You get all the sports you need.
Yeah,
And they do it every
That's
hour.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they just reiterate whatever the fuck he was saying as he like like the callers call up and he just berates them.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
he'll say something like, "Mark Sanchez is a terrible quarterback because he has brown hair. And then all he needs to say is that. All he needs to say is that, and then he'll get the callers for the next 3 hours. Saying, you know what? Well, he's missing because of his light brown hair and his nationality, and like, well, because he has that hair, he's a terrible quarterback. And that's all he needs to say. He could just say something so inane in that, and he makes it last 6 hours, which is why, by the way, he is a genius when it comes to radio.
This is true.
But he is an ass.
He is an asshole. Complete asshole.
It's call in. Listen, this is why he has a 3-hour show, because Sanchez sucks. I'm sorry for all my Jet fans, but he sucks.
Well, here's the thing, Amy. I'm just making an irrelevant point.
I understand, but he sucks.
But
sorry,
anyways,
everyone blew gas up that boy's ass, and he was like, "Oh, I'm great." No, you're not great. Sit down somewhere.
There you go. Anyways, back to the Kennedy assassination. One of the cool things that I saw this week is actually the Daily News actually reprinted the actual paper that they posted.
That was really cool. They reprinted
and
the entire
then
paper.
To one up them, the New York Post printed the actual headlines on their front page.
I feel like a bunch of papers did that, which makes sense. You're trying to get nostalgic. I just like the way the Daily News did it because they did the entire fucking paper.
Yeah.
Which was really fucking cool, I thought.
If you're a nut like I am, they actually did like the type, like they did to a T. It was phenomenal.
Well, I'm sure, yeah.
Props to whoever decides to do that because it was phenomenal.
It's great, and it's just one of those interesting pieces of history where I think that might have been the first time where the conspiracy theory kind of was invented.
Well, right away it was like the next day.
Well, it was very shady. Just leave it like that. It's just very shady to begin with because almost immediately Johnson was sworn in on the way to, which you can make the case we needed a president.
Well, absolutely.
Boom.
That's what's going to happen.
And it was in 1865. They probably called him, via phone and said, "Hey, by the way, Kennedy's dead. You're the president. Get sworn in. Good faff."
I believe they actually did say good faff.
Good faff. No, I mean, I don't know. Like, a part of me thinks, like, really, I mean, everybody thinks that it's impossible that one man can bring down a president, but I mean.
Well, I mean, you think about something like for example, we have 9/11.
Yeah, and people just don't want to believe that it's just a bunch of people. Yeah.
You have a lot of people who are called truthers, who just go around, because there was one documentary that came out that was called Loose Change.
Yeah.
And apparently it was a big, gigantic plot by the Bush administration to take down the towers so we could get into this war and all this stuff. But you just got to come out to brass facts, which is we aren't that creative.
Right.
To do something like that, to first of all have an elaborate conspiracy which would take so many different people, and now this can go between both events, by the way, because you're also now taking like the CIA would have to be involved, the FBI would have to be involved. So many people would have to have seen because it was a parade.
I say Johnson and the CIA killed Kennedy.
You say the CIA? No.
Yes. I think Lee Harvey Oswald was involved in some way or another, but Johnson had everything to gain from that assassination, and he did.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
What is that?
And Micol has a
Micol just came
vodka.
back. He just came back from the liquor store. And what did you bring in, buddy?
It's called comb.
Comb?
I have no idea.
Like a comb over?
I don't know. I picked it up.
I think it's honey flavored. Well, take a shot there, buddy.
Bottoms up.
I have shot glasses here. We are actually. We didn't even touch on that at all. That we're actually podcasting from a bar.
Yeah, from the bar in Spanky's house.
We're in Fred's bar, Freddie's bar.
And Kennedy not wanting to really go full force into Vietnam, and Johnson wanting to.
Kennedy, I believe, was trying to be more diplomatic in that.
He was. He didn't want to get us mixed up in a conflict in Southeast Asia that bad.
Exactly.
Johnson did, because what happens down there? Heroin.
Ah,
and the CIA has been importing it from Southeast Asia ever since, and don't kid yourself.
I would never kid myself.
That is why Kennedy was killed.
I thought that now they're importing it from Afghanistan.
They're doing that too.
You know, as for the poppy
And
seeds
South
around-
America, cocaine from South America.
Cocaine.
CIA is the biggest importer of drugs into this country ever,
Really? You think so?
unquestionably.
Interesting. Where are these facts coming from?
Come on, you're a smart person.
Like
you went
Michelle
to.
Obama and Obama
Okay,
getting
don't get me
having
started.
marital
Okay,
issues.
they're having marital issues. He will be the first divorced president afterwards.
Okay.
Is it the crazy lady who ran into the White House?
That was an Obama baby. Piece of shit. The king's castle is crumbling, and you're all still drinking the Kool-Aid.
I don't think it was the best point Kurt's ever tried to make. It was that
Holy
Michelle
shit,
and
that's
Obama were
gross.
The best point was that Michelle and Obama were never married.
I'm just saying, Stevie. The government shuts down, and the next day, some crazy bitch runs into the White House. I'm just putting it out there. I thought it was funny. I'm really sorry to the listeners.
No, that's
but
funny.
That shit was hilarious.
That was great. No, it's good to push Kurt's buttons every so often.
It's quite funny. It's really funny. I
But
laugh.
But like I said, the conspiracy theory.
You'll all be
nuts, though,
kissing my ass when he tries to run for a third term and declares martial law.
As I was saying, these nuts, particularly the 9/11 ones, they just kind of want to be part of something.
Yeah,
They
I
kinda
just
wanna
feel like
be
they
the
need
guys-
a conspiracy to have a conspiracy.
Exactly. They're really like, I mean, like, we're ragging on Kurt, but Kurt, like, he obviously does a little bit of research into some of these things, whereas a lot of these guys, because I actually had a teacher in college who was like one of my last professors who was a truther, and I point blank asked him, do you think the New York Times prints the right information? And he said, no, absolutely not. And right there, I was just like, and then he like rattled off where these sources where he got his news from, and there were these websites. And the first rule of the internet is like, you can't cite it for anything.
No, absolutely
You
not.
can't. Like, I mean, even after.
Well, Wikipedia is always right, Stephen. I mean,
But I mean, like, even like, I mean, like, sometimes like they're fast with the news. Like, Twitter is now unbelievable as far as getting the news out there. But whether it's, you know, correct or not, you can't cite it for anything.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you can't. It's very tough.
Which is, and like a lot of people were gonna be like, you know, rag on the TV news for being so late with certain things, because Twitter's always ahead of the game. But that's because Twitter is an unfiltered source.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're getting.
Because I actually remember back when Michael Jackson died. It was the same time they said Jeff Goldblum had also passed away
Well,
too.
there's like you always see that.
Yeah,
you know, there's
and
like
it just
a
can't.
time-
And that's how it is. You're always
Yeah.
going to see something like that, you know. And these people, they just want to be part of something, and really, it's just like you don't need to be. Like you find
Absolutely.
something else because they're missing something from that. They need some sort of fake passion,
Yeah.
you know, because they're not getting it
I mean,
wherever else, you know.
Personally, I believe that you know that 9/11, you know, was just a bunch of assholes, savages that fucking, you know, took them down. You know what I mean? And as far as the Kennedy assassination, I feel like, you know, that was just Lee Harvey Oswald. You know?
Well,
nobody can fire 5 shots from a bolt-action rifle that quick in 5.
3,
5.
3,
5.
3.
5.
to the Wikipedia.
5. Even 3. Nobody can fire 3 that quick.
But he was like the
Add to
best.
your argument.
He was like the best like sharpshooter in the Marines at the time.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
I hate to be, you know, raining on your parade. There's a book that says the things that my history teacher never taught me. If you read the book, it says 5.
But is he a conspiracy theorist?
I didn't research that, but I'll
See,
check that out.
that's the thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, I will say no. Yeah, I'm gonna be the schmuck and it's changed my answer midway.
You know, like I just feel like, you know, nobody wants to believe that because it's like
It's an inside job.
Thank you.
it's an inside. I don't know. You know,
There was
I
a
don't
lot
know.
there was a lot to gain with Kennedy being killed.
Of course, there's tons to gain with Kennedy being killed, but I just feel like it just really wasn't. You know, now I think his brother getting killed.
That was a conspiracy, 'cause his brother-
That's an inside job.
Because his brother was a shitbird.
Yeah. Well, I like.
He was a shitbird.
I like.
He was a shitbird.
I
What do
like
you
him.
know, lady?
Oh, go screw.
Stifle there, eat it. Stifle there, eat it.
Yourself eat it.
just just looking over Wikipedia. According to it, about 80% of the witnesses recalled having 3 shots.
3 shots.
And they also stated it could have been probably at least 4 shots too.
3 or 4 shots.
It's
Well, one of the shots supposedly missed.
You were going by a book there a minute ago.
True.
So
I mean,
face. Face.
Wiki.
I'm cutting her mic. Anyways, what were you saying there?
No,
sorry.
I'm just saying, like, I just feel like it's impossible to, you know. Do you want to speak?
Oh, here we go.
Moo.
Oh, thank you.
No. What I was actually going to say is, I don't think we're the generation to really talk about this because it's all hearsay from our generation. We really got to talk this.
Well, I mean, we're now getting to the point.
You know what I mean? That was there and witnessed the whole situation. Like people that seen it.
Brains hit his wife.
Yeah, you know.
Well, I mean, like we could see the video, we could see a lot of different things, but now we're getting into the point where 50 years out. Now we're starting to turn into what was at one time fact. Now we're getting into the legend part of it. It's going to turn into folklore.
Yeah, just like Lincoln.
Like, exactly. Lincoln. 9/11 is going to be the same way one day.
Which I think is like
the
ridiculous.
farther you are removed for it, the
11,
less...
it's already there.
I mean, because any sort of history is always revisionist. And it's always the people who won out in the end, they get to write the history.
History is always told through the eyes of the victor.
Exactly. That's how it usually goes, you know? That's why you're never going to hear...
Regardless on whether Oswald was the lone gunman or not, there was definitely a conspiracy to get rid of Kennedy, and they got rid of him.
We'll make these points out. We'll say that, yeah, obviously there was a plot to get that, and people absolutely benefited from him being assassinated. 9/11, as atrocious as it was, people benefited from it because the politicians like Colin Powell. Colin Powell was able to use that as a reason to go to war with Iraq. Is part of the reason because he felt that they had WMDs and all that good stuff.
I have said this for years. If we had said instead of using WMDs, instead of saying they might have them, let's go. Instead of using that, if the media had just poofed up Saddam Hussein to be the genocidal maniac that he was, we could have probably rallied better support.
Right,
than
exactly.
Lying about the WMDs.
It's just how.
And Bush never should have come out on the aircraft carrier and said mission accomplished.
Well, you know, he had a very nice jumpsuit, though. You can't deny that.
He did have a great jumpsuit.
He did look great.
Yeah, that was.
He looked really good.
I think he meant mission accomplished at the fact that he didn't crash the plane.
Word.
Or that he made it up the steps.
I'll definitely bite that. Laura, I did it. I landed. All by myself.
Lordy Lord. One other thing I wanted to talk about, too, that actually I talked about on the other podcast, but we didn't talk about it here, because it really applies to you guys. The smoking age in New York City has been raised to 21 years of age.
Piss me off.
Now, is that New York or New York City?
That's New York City.
Wait a minute, hold on, Steven. Before we get into this, Aaron, congratulations on your Red Sox. I forgot I was supposed to do this
that's
an
right.
hour ago.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Good old Red Sox won the World Series this year. But yes, Bloomberg on his way out. We now had
that fucking slimy piece of shit.
Who balanced the budget?
He's put a lot of bike lanes in the city, you know.
Wait, what budget?
New York City budget. New York City budget.
Oh, Lordy. Everyone's high-fiving now because we all feel like we just, want an argument.
So when the ships come in for Fleet Week and our servicemen who are in uniform get off the ships, they're not going to be able to buy a pack of cigarettes.
Nope, they're not be able to drink either.
Thank you, nanny fuckhead.
What?
Thank you. I'd like to stick a salt shaker right up your ass.
Not that you can afford it anyway. I mean, seriously, the last time
Oh, Jesus.
$68.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like seriously, I paid $17. I paid $17 a pack
I don't even smoke anymore
when I was in the city, and so like I don't know what younger than 21-year-old is even gonna buy a pack of smokes anyway because it's so fucking. I can't afford it, and I'm 31.
Now, any 18-year-old with half a brain in any of the 5 boroughs is gonna go, oh, all right, let me just go to Yonkers.
Exactly.
Let me go to Nassau County. Let me go to Jersey.
Jersey.
It's a subway ride away.
No. Actually, I'm sorry, Amy. You were about to say something. I'm sorry to butt in, but for them to say, "Hey, let's just go to Yonkers, or let's take a ride to the Bronx if you're downtown Manhattan," it's like,
well, Bronx is part of the band.
All they have
Okay,
to do is go to Flushing, Queens, and take another taxi ride, another 10
but it would
feet.
be like us in Maypac saying, "Hey, let's take a ride to Pennsylvania." It just makes no fucking sense. It's too far out of the way. You're gonna take fucking 3 buses and 4 subway stations to get there.
Depends on what part of the city you live in.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense for a kid in Staten Island to come up to Westchester, but it does make sense for somebody who lives in Queens or Brooklyn to drive 3 blocks to Nassau County.
To get
it's
a
just
single pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, to get a pack of cigarettes.
It's a little
Yeah,
inconvenient.
it's an inconvenience. That's all it is.
Well,
Fuck you, Michael Bloomberg.
Yeah.
Thank you, Micol.
Well, I know people
Shit
in the
on a
upper counties
stick.
now are probably going to be selling cartons now.
Oh yeah,
Big time.
The mafia is going to make a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. But that's how it is. It's
I don't
Daddy
think you
Bloomberg.
should be smoking, so we're gonna raise the age to 21.
And-
You fucking piece of shit.
And it's not just him. It's also
Go eat another bagel with lox.
it's it's also the other people in the actual whatever you got the Congress of New York City who also passed it too.
City council.
City Council, yeah.
Yeah, city council.
It's like really.
Bloomberg bought them the piece of shit.
Oh, yeah, of course.
New York City is fucked.
And now his clone is going to be in there too, De Blasio.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, my buddy who's a cop down there, he just got reassigned to the part of Brooklyn where De Blasio lives.
Him and his Afro child.
You know what he is? He's a race-baiting white man. My son is black, so if you don't vote for me, you're a racist. Really? You know what you are? You're a fuck.
Bring on the porno shops.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Welcome 1978 all over again.
You ever see Taxi Driver?
Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. I'm going
That's
right
it.
to Times Square.
There's gonna be 1,000 cops in the 5 boroughs, and crime is going to flourish.
Yes, yes.
Quite frankly, I don't care if the mob flourishes. I don't mind them.
No,
No, I don't mind the mafia.
that's because you haven't had a favor that you had to.
No.
you know.
Don't mind the mob. You know why? Because they keep the riffraff out of neighborhoods.
Well, you know why is because he eats at Ariano's Pizza and he goes.
But but he's a rapist, Steven. He's not in the mob. I don't. I've heard Northern Italian. I've heard Albanian. I don't know what the fuck he is. He's probably, for all we know, fucking Brazilian.
We do know one thing: rapist.
Sodomite.
And he makes
we do know.
again back to conspiracy theories. We know the facts. He is a sodomite, and he makes damn good pizza.
Tasty pizza,
Oh yeah.
Great calamari.
but still rapist.
course.
So
That's
no.
that's another legend that's going to be.
Allegedly. He hasn't been found guilty yet.
I'm pretty sure
Give him time.
that he's fucking raped.
Did you put your cock in that 17-year-old girl's vagina, Ariana?
No, I only touched the boobs.
Yeah.
I know what she's talking about. All I did was feel her boobies. In Italy, that's not a crime.
Hey, she did a good job at work. I give her a little tap on the ass.
Oh goodness gracious.
So anyway, so that's I don't know.
Well, that's how it goes, right?
Yeah,
Some mouth flop. No.
definitely.
No, I'm good. I don't want any garlic nuts.
I will in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for New York City and all those who live there.
You know what? I mean, that's how it is.
The hipsters will even move out.
No, because they're on Daddy and Mommy's trust fund.
That's true.
That's the problem with that. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, go shit in your pork pie.
Things
You
weren't
fuck.
as they used to be. No hookers in Times Square. Not yet. Anyways, we should start doing that right now. We should get some hookers out. Aaron, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I know. I need something to do on my union 15-minute break, you know?
Might as well, I mean. I suppose that'll be a good thing.
It's been a long time.
Change is gonna come.
Change
is gonna come.
Change is gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
And boom, there will go the dynamite.
Oh, lordy lord. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Shack for this episode. It's been fun.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
least.
Good times
So
as always.
Good times, great oldies.
Went way too quick.
It did kind of go quick tonight.
Yeah, we're very quick. That's because we actually did our shit and like
prepared.
actually researched shit
Yep.
and actually like came up with topics
I know.
as opposed to just a clusterfuck of us just getting drunk.
Kurt, do you remember that time?
Well, no, I gotta tell you though, the clusterfucks are good when they happen.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, they're good. There was a few clusterfucks tonight, but we
Yes.
actually did our homework. We stayed on the course. We
Well, I mean, as long as you research the topics, everything's good.
absolutely.
Instead of being like, "Hey, Steve, we're gonna do a podcast.
yeah.
What are we gonna talk about?" And I'm like,
I don't know. We're gonna talk
Yeah, so we'll be doing that. Like I said, future we're gonna have a podcast coming soon. We're doing podcasts right now. We're gonna have a website coming up, which will be fun. Hopefully, we can get that.
I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you with
That'd
it.
be
man.
great. I'd love to help. Annie can help too. Anyone?
What are you trying to do now?
Put
Pod-
together,
website.
put a website
Website.
for all the
Really?
podcasts
Yeah.
putting together.
When are you going to try to get this up and running?
Well, it's
You
all
got like a go date? Like when you want to be,
well as soon as possible
up.
would be nice.
running for the customers and the listeners and
Yeah, for everyone to
you know,
go
people wanna
in,
click
you
on
can
and say
look
hello
on
or
stuff.
leave comments.
We
listen
do
to the
all of
show.
that. We can come up with topics and all that good stuff.
Are you going to let the possible listeners come up with certain topics if they wanted to choose, maybe?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, that's a good idea.
Absolutely. We'll do
Seriously,
all
guys,
that.
call and write in. We're here.
Yeah.
Send us a message on the Facebook.
Yeah, I was going to about to say
Well-
the website. Yeah, okay,
Well, you
yeah,
can go.
Facebook,
Well,
yes.
for right now, we got the Twitter accounts. You can follow the show at the Den Radio on Twitter. You could also follow Aaron. She's also on Twitter. What is it?
It's Master Edawg 99 EDAWG 99.
Aaron's a little drunk.
I got a Facebook. I'll get on Twitter one day.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm Curtice Trombetta.
There you go. There you go.
I am the special guest, Mike Micol. Hoo-ah!
I am Aaron / Master Edawg.
That's what we do.
I'm Spanky Frank. You guys have been listening to The Den. Have a good night.
Join us.